Alright, what's up, Dominators? Welcome back to the V-ShiHai's channel, and today I present to you my budget Narukami deck. So, reason why it's in this card for Vanguard database ad is because number one, I really have no time to actually pick up the cards, even though they are cheap enough to pick it up, and I do have most of the materials, but I'm really busy these few days, especially over the weekends. Because I have to hang out with my family, you got some family gatherings to go to, so I don't really have time to actually showcase the full deck. So we're just gonna go through some of the cards that are displayed, what the cards are run in the deck as well. At the same time, I'm gonna explain the skills, why do we run the cards, and later a little bit, maybe a little bit more combos here and there. But yeah, for now, let's just get right into it. So first we have the first double rare of the set, which is Thunderbreak Dragon, the Grade 3 with Excel. So it continues Vanguard if your opponent's Grade 3 or greater. This unit attacks, it battles all your opponent's front row units in one attack. So it's a pretty free board clear if you think about it. Most of the time your opponent would not guard for their regards, especially if the regards is they are able to refund the regards back on the next turn, especially against clans, let's just say like XL clans such as Murakumo and all that. You're able to hit all of their front rows and deplete all of their units. It's really good. At the same time, with this, it allows you to not waste any resources in terms of binding the regards. But most of the time, if they have a back row, you will bind the front row and then move the back row up in order for the Thunderbreak Dragon skill to attack it. And then the second skill is the XVR Reguard skill. Basically, count +1 once per turn. You choose one opponent's Reguards and move to an open front row Reguard circle. So basically, they are able to move diagonally as well. So what does this mean? It means that, let's just say there's a unit behind the opponent's Vanguard circle. There's a unit behind the opponent's Vanguard circle on the Reguard circle, and you want to get rid of it. This Thunderbird Dragon is able to move diagonally, so you may count +1, choose that unit on the Reguard circle behind the opponent's Vanguard, and you move it to the front row. So yes, it is one of the only units that are able to move diagonally other than the Grade 1 common in the other set. But yeah, basically this is Thunderbird Dragon. Double rare, pretty cheap. This deck is called Budget Narukami for a reason. Moving on to Landshaka Dragon, so it's a rare in the most recent set. Basically, count also +1, choose an opponent's front row, reguard, and bind it. If it was bound to all units in the same column as the unit bound, gets 5k until end of turn. So, reasons why we run, because it's an alternative right target at the same time as XL, so it's pretty good. And for the cost of count +1, you can bind one of your opponent's reguard and give the column essentially +10k because +5/+5. So it's really good, but ideally you still want to be on Thunderbird Dragon, but if you want the bind more as to attacking the whole front row, it's pretty much better in a sense that you ride into Landshaka Dragon. Last but not least, we run 2 B-Fox Dragon, basically a common. During your turn, if there are no units, there are no regards in your opponent's front row, this unit gains power +10k. So the worst case scenario is you ride this as your first Grade 3 ride, but as you can see, it doesn't really have an imaginary give excel, and the skill kind of sucks. So yeah, this skill is meant as a reguard skill. Most of the time, your opponent would have no regards in the front row because of the binding, Narukami's binding. But as a Vanguard, it really sucks ass. So yeah, ideally you want to be on Landshaka or Thunderbird Dragon. Moving on to Zuitan, so double rare, pretty cheap as well, trying to keep the deck below $50 around there. So yeah, Reguard Circle, when your opponent's Reguard is bound, this unit and all of your Eradicated Golemus Dragon on Vanguard or Reguard against 5k on the afternoon. So we don't run Golemus Dragon because obviously it's expensive, but most of the time you would want this for the second and first skill, which is whenever you bind a unit, this unit gains 5k. And at the end of battle, they attack a Vanguard, your opponent's front row has no regards, you put it into your soul and draw a card, so it refunds the cost as well. Moving on to Reckless Dragon, 3 Reckless Dragon, because it's cheap obviously, and basically on plays, you count +1, choose a Dragon, your opponent's front row, bind it, it's free, it's pretty much almost free for a cost of count +1, and then when it attacks a Vanguard, if your opponent's front row is 1 or less, it gains 3k, so it's a 12k attacker. Moving on to the most expensive card probably in the deck is basically Sword Eradicator Troll, sorry. Vanguard Reguard skill, when placed count +1, choose the column, bind one opponent's Reguards front row Reguards in the column, and move up one back row Reguard in that column to the front row Reguard. So obviously, this card is just too good not to be ran. At the same time, the second skill, once per turn at the end of battle, the Vanguard attack, your opponent's front row has no rearguards, you can't on stand this unit. So it's pretty much a multi-attacking rearguard. At the same time, we run fronts and crits, in which you get to later. So there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't run this at a 4-off. It has binding, it has multi-attacking, and it's able to move one rearguard up from the column to the front row rearguard circle, the back row rearguard circle to the front row. So it's pretty good, and I recommend you run 4. Next, we have the double rare Rising Phoenix for the Grade 1. So yeah, moving on to the Grade 1s, we have Rising Phoenix. Absolutely no reason to cut this out from your deck. Basically, drop zone when your opponent's rearguard is bound, you may call this card to rearguard circle, and this unit is tricky and turn. So what you can do, some fancy cheating would be you guard for it, use it to guard in early game, and then when you bind your opponent's rearguard, you may call it out from the drop zone to rearguard circle. At the same time, on your next turn, you may call over the Rising Phoenix, and then it gets sent to drop zone. And then you activate the skill, any card skill that can bind. You bind one opponent rearguard, you superior call it again from the drop zone, and it gains 3k. So it's free 11k beater or 11k booster, up to you. So it's a really, really good card. No point in cutting it out at all. Moving on to Light of Hope Helena, one-off in the deck, because if you get, if you actually do get, let's get damage denied, yeah, this is basically one of the alternatives. Most of the time, most of your skills, especially those binding ones, actually take counter blast. So you must use this Helena with caution. At the same time, we only run one off, so it's pretty dangerous. Once per turn, when your opponent's rearguard is bound, if there are no face-up cards in the damage zone, you also lost one counter charge 1. So yeah, we do not run Death Scythe, even though you can tag in Death Scythe in place of Reckless Dragon if you have even more budget. But this is a really, really budget deck, and if I'm not wrong, Death Scythe actually costs quite a bit of money. So yeah, most expensive card in this deck is probably Troll right here, the triple rare. But yeah, triple rare. But other than that, this deck is pretty much under $50. Moving on to the last grade one we run, second last grade one we run is the Sentinel PG. So yeah, we do not run draw triggers because they're expensive. The draw trigger PG specifically. So yeah, when placed on Garden Circle, this card comes from hand while units can be hit, and then when placed on Vanguard Circle, draw 1, drop 1. So helps you filter out the deck as well as your hand. Demolition Dragon is the last grade one. Is that I don't think I actually need to explain it, but yeah, basically Vanguard Circle where attack hits Vanguard, draw a card. So it's basically a free +1 most of the time, especially if your opponent needs counter blast on their turn 2 plays. So it's pretty important that you get the draw 1. And if you call a booster behind as well, so continuous rearguard circle with the rearguards in your opponent's front row, this unit gives +3k. So if you want it to guarantee hit, you can write Demolition Dragon and call another Demolition Dragon behind it. So it will probably get your opponent will probably no guard, and you get a free extra drop. Alright, for triggers, you can see that we run 6 front, 6 crits, and 4 heals. No point running draw trigger PGs because number 1, they're expensive, and number 2, this deck is quite explosive, so we want to try to get as much power as possible to end your opponent off, because other than that, this deck has the binding potential of the binding power, but in terms of guarding and pressuring, it does not have the exact same pressure as Eradicator, Gauntlet Buster Dragon, because obviously you don't get the free crit, you don't get the free whole front counter blast 1, discard 1, bind your opponent whole front row. Wow, so strong. But yeah, basically it is the budget build. It does what Eradicator Gauntlet Buster does, but at the same time it's cheap, and it just requires a little bit more process to get through in order to end your opponent off. But in standard, just open 2 triggers and you probably win your opponent no matter which clan you're at. Even in Nobatama, you open 2 crits, your opponent bye-bye, you will probably win. So yeah, it's essential that I think this deck is fine. I really have nothing else much to say, to be honest, because it does what it does. It does what it does, and it's good, but not that good. Yeah. So ratings for my deck, I'll give it about 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 to 7 out of 10 against decks such as, let's just say, XL is still XL killer. It's not as powerful as Eradicator Gauntlet Blaster, but it does the job and at a cheaper cost. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you guys liked it. So sorry that I had to do this on the app. I really have no time to go and pick up cards and show the whole deck list out and all that. But I'll be posting more videos soon, so keep a lookout for that. And for now, this is V-BT05 and I'm out. Peace.